I've seen some people tackling the Asmon interview as Asmon versus Ian. Yeah, I know, that's so dumb. I've seen it like pitched as some kind of gladiatorial battle. Like, Asmon is a fucking smart cookie, man. He is a shrewd motherfucker. Ain't no fucking way he's taking a big shit on Ian in the way some people seem to think he's going to. Asmon's a smart guy. We've got a lot in common these days. Like how fucking popular we are, right? No, we've got a lot in common in terms of, you know, the way our views on things and you know, some politics and stuff even, which is something I never thought I'd say. Well, I think he's been hanging out with Hassan a lot, right? And he's got some good views on like, you know, Labour and Labour theory and stuff like that. I think that's kind of cool, honestly, and unexpected. Shitting on transphobes in chat. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, look, man, it's a low bar to shit on transphobes, right? But still, I still hold my breath a little bit when most fucking streamers talk about those issues, to be honest. He's doing the right thing there, obviously. Low but important bar. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally. He's growing as a person like everyone else. Not like everyone else, no. I think there's lots of people that aren't growing as people. I think there are lots of people that are going the other way, in fact. And I feel like there are a lot of people who, you know, they are like literally going backwards with a lot of this stuff. And look, man, I know what it's like for people to have views about you as a person based on your kind of like position as a content creator and things like that. I know what it's like for people to have views on your personality and what you're like and who you are and what you believe, which can be completely 100% wrong based on like very little evidence, and they're like so convinced on it. I know what that's like, and however bad it is for me, I'm sure it's much worse for him, right? Because he's got so many more people watching him. So I bet any kind of mistakes about him that people come to conclusions about him and stuff, I'm sure it's much, much worse. Obviously, we've had our run-ins with Asmon, but we've talked about this before, right? I've talked about this before. That whole thing with Asmon a few years ago now, I am fully willing to accept that I didn't handle it very well, the actual criticism that I made. But the criticism I was making was, or the point I was trying to make was that creators are responsible in some degree for shaping the community that they exist in and for shaping their community, and that it's to a creator's advantage to try and shape that community. I mean, look at our community. Look how amazing our fucking community is, right? That's not an accident. Our community is awesome because we've worked really hard to make it awesome, and it's smaller than it could be because of that. And that's the point I was trying to make. On the day itself, I, not for the first time, not for the last time, got trolled by some people in chat and completely derailed into talking about Asmon when I wasn't even really talking about him, as I proved afterwards. It started as a conversation about Josh. Do you remember Method Josh? It started as a conversation about Method Josh, right? Which the guy who ripped the stream and made the kind of the hit piece video conveniently fucking left out. But we you know, it started as a conversation about him. I believe that, yeah, as a creator, not only do you have an influence on what your community is like, but it's beneficial to you to do that. But I got baited into, you know, getting angry with some people who I banned from my chat. That was genuinely one of the criticisms that I got after that, was like, oh, Tali banning people from his chat. Like, that's a fucking criticism? It's always okay to ban people from your chat, even if it's just for comedy. Like, even if it's just for a joke, it's okay to do. Who cares? Person can still watch the stream if they want to. And, you know, Asmon watched the video and obviously took all the absolute worst things out of it. And fair enough, man, because I got baited into talking about him and it got off the point. What was really interesting was that soon after that, he took like a 6-month break off of Twitch, right? And when he came back, he gave some interviews to some various outlets where he basically said the same thing that I was trying to say in the thing that caused all the shit. And I'm not saying I don't think he even knew he was agreeing, because I fully accept that I was making my point so very badly. It was very ineloquent. Clearly, so many people took the wrong thing from it that I didn't express it very well. I'm more than willing to accept that. I'm just going to ban you and I won't ever talk about you ever again. It's really interesting that he came around to that. I found that really interesting. There's one thing that I still hold a little bit of bitterness about over everything, and I mean the death threats and shit and the like months of fucking hell that we went through after that. The thing that still upsets me the most was Asmon's reaction to one particular thing. And it was a tweet we made in the initial kind of when he started watching the video. We started getting loads of fucking messages in our inbox, like being really shitty to us, right? And we tweeted out like, I'm guessing Asmon is reacting to one of our videos because we're getting loads of fucking shit in our inbox right now. And someone pointed this out to him on his stream. And live on his stream, he went onto our Twitter and he he saw that our DMs were closed. And he was like, see, he's a fucking liar. He just said he was getting loads of shit in the DMs, but their DMs are closed. And he has never, ever acknowledged the very obvious fact that if you're getting loads of shit in your DMs, maybe you would close them. And like, for months afterwards, genuinely, more than anything else, that was the number one criticism we get. That we lied about our DMs. Heel versus Babyface literally made a video about how we lied about our DMs being closed. And it's like, that still annoys me. It still annoys me that that's a thing that happened. Like, something so fucking stupid and obvious and easy to explain was hurtful and annoying. And it annoys me that people still, for some reason, think we lied about our DMs. I find that, I know that's really stupid. I know, like, you're probably like, well, why the fuck is that a big deal? That's not a big deal. This was years ago. It was a little thing. But, like, literally, we got, at one point, thousands of messages a day from people giving us shit. We lost patrons, we lost subscribers, we lost, like, whatever, man. And the number one specific criticism that we got was that we lied about our DMs. Something so obvious and easy to explain. And so, yeah, it still hurts. That one specific detail still hurts a bit, I've got to say. I gotta say. And the fact that he never just went, of course they could have closed them because they were getting all the shit. You are also the type of person not to hide. Well, unfortunately, yeah, exactly. So I don't make it easy on myself either, and that's not me bigging myself up. That's a criticism of myself for sure. And that's the thing. There was like zero moderation happening in his like Asmon's chat in those days, which is something people forget as well. And I think that's a fair point, which was relevant to Asmon's chat back in the day. I don't think it's as relevant now because, like I say, he took a 6-month break. He came back and he was much better. Yeah, Asmon's got loads of great takes on the game. Like, I'm talking about Asmon back in 2018 right now. Even if he wouldn't agree out loud, which I think he would, but even if he didn't, his actions prove that he agrees with what I'm saying. And that's the main thing, right? But yeah, it's true. Like, we received quite a few death threats and like doxing. We got doxed by a load of people. The most interesting dox was someone who put our full names, places of work in Evitel's case, address on YouTube with like a really violent porn soundtrack. And like, it's resulted in a certain part of the community just fucking hating us forever as well. We're just fair game for a lot of people these days because of that kind of stuff. And he didn't know this, and the community didn't know this, but we knew at the time that Evitel was pregnant with our first child. So a time when we really could have done without the fucking stress, honestly. To be perfectly fucking frank, a time when we could have really done without the fucking stress. I stand by the point I was trying to make back then, which I fully accept I made very badly, is that, yeah, I think creators have a responsibility for the shape of their community and the kind of community that they have, right? And it's in their own interests to curate that community and to make sure it's a nice fucking place to be for obvious reasons, right? Our community in the vast majority of cases reflects the creator. Oh yeah, for sure. But I also think, you know, it gets harder to curate your community as your community gets larger as well, right? Do you think he disagreed just to disagree? No, I think he disagreed because he felt attacked. I think he was defensive, and I don't blame him for that. You know, I don't blame him for being defensive. I think the video that he reacted to, which was ripped from our stream, again, like I say, I made my point very badly and I got trolled into saying shit that I didn't mean or that just sounded terrible or bad and was just very badly eloquated. But also, it was edited very dishonestly. You know, like I say, the conversation started as a conversation about Method Josh, which is something that no one ever fucking acknowledges. And all kinds of like just little details like that, right? Which, why were they edited out? Is kind of weird, kind of a horrible experience. But I don't really blame Asmon for it. I would have at the time, for sure. But I don't blame Asmon for it. Asmon's chat will also get nasty towards him sometimes, to the point where you can see him visibly upset because of it. Oh, for sure. Yeah. And that happens to me as well in this stream. No, I don't think it would blow up again, Fallon Moon. No, I think like we've both grown up a lot. We've both changed. I think we both understand what the other person was saying a lot more now as well. Like genuinely. Tali, if I may, how about getting a drink? Metaphorical real with Asmon. Oh, dude, did it like Asmon and me? We're at very different. Like, why? I don't think either of us has like a grudge against the other. Like, if he wanted to react to our videos and stuff, I'd be very cautiously okay with that. But why would he? Why the fuck would he? He doesn't owe us anything. Like, he doesn't... Why? We're a tiny, tiny creator compared to him and his circle. Like, we're not big creators. There's nothing we could help his career with. Like, why? Why would they... They never invited us onto Allcraft before all that shit. Why would they now? Like, and that's fine. That's not a problem. That's absolutely okay. But I do think that people in... like the wider community think that shit is much, more personal than it actually is, right? Like Evie was literally just saying today, she's like, I was reading some comments after the round table, and if we were at BlizzCon and we bumped into Asmon, we'd be like, yo, how you doing? And he'd be like, yeah, I'm doing good, how are you? And we'd be like, yeah, oh shit, Taliesin and Evitel and Asmon standing in the same place, let's get a fucking photo together. And we take a photo and we'd be really fucking smiley. And it'd be awesome and it'd be fine. Like, that's it. And loads of people on Asmon's Reddit and shit would be like, I can't believe this has happened. What? So I mean, like, I think people feel like this is far more personal than it is, right? Yeah, people just want to have their team that they're on, right? And they don't understand that most creators are just like all in the same fucking discords and shit. Yeah, it is that. You're right. You're absolutely right, Kronos. It is the need to make it a team sport, right?